What's up, YouTube? Garden221 here, and welcome back to another part of episode 2, and yeah, episode 2 for the Road to Independence. Anyway, in this part, we'll be fighting the battle for Louisburg. Boig, I can't even pronounce it. It's French, but it's pretty much, in my plain English, American English, it is Louisburg. The French have a ton of soldiers. They have a bunch of colonial light cav, a lot of line infantry, which they're calling Marines still, some cannons, some Native Americans, and a good general. Let's see if George Washington is up to this. So let's go to the battle map here. Now, usually I've been editing out these screens, these loading screens, but with the SSD, it loads really fast. So in under like 7 seconds or so, it will get us to the battle map here. Plus, it's nice to see this kind of the American mortars on the attacking. Probably, I'm gonna say that would be Yorktown, possibly. Maybe that's what it's meant to represent. Does the French have a fort on a hill everywhere? Like, huh, interesting. Okay, well, I got news for you. I'm not gonna let the company laundry. I'm not gonna let myself get my cannons killed off again. So we have an elite ranger battalion over here. I wonder if are these guys where the U.S. Rangers came into being later? Huh. Yep, the U.S. Second World War, U.S. troops fight numbers, U.S. Army Rangers. These are the predecessors to the Army Rangers. You know, these elite light infantry. That yeah. So my goal is that the Brits take over this. Sorry, the French take over this house. I will destroy it, and I'm gonna leave approximately 2 line infantry over here. Let's leave 3 line infantry actually over here to help. Just hold our flank. You know, I don't think the French would flank all. They can't really flank all around here. Some nice water. I like this. If I was defending that, it'd be very nice, but I'm not. Okay, so the rest of our forces are just pretty much gonna. Let's look at the plane here. I would kill my forces at this point if the hill's not. Is the hill big enough for me to shoot over the heads of my soldiers? I think at this angle it is. So with who's ever left, we're going to line up into a big battle line and be able to take on the French head on. Their artillery and our cavalry. George Washington will be by the house. This isn't this is not a Mount Vernon, but it'll have to do for him. Okay. So it'll take the AI a little while to come out of the fort because they're going to gather all their forces. Do have a strong cavalry contingent to my right flank along with some 2 Marine detachments. Their artillery. On the hill they have some more Marines. And my cannons are apparently... Can I actually just target this house? I don't even want the French to be able to occupy this warehouse. We do have some cavalry coming. So maybe, yeah, we do have a giant hill here. Maybe I should try to deploy some of my forces that way, but I'm sure they'll march toward me after all. Open fire, boys. 67%. That was kind of fun. Okay, we'll target the Chasseurs. Oh, these are just colonial light cav. Chasseurs à cheval. Hunters on horse. Épée is on foot. To the épée. Yeah. I think I'm learning some French. Yeah. Yesterday I went to like what website? I was trying to study for my German midterm, and I was like, you know, maybe I should just learn French. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, you just have like those ideas that you know are just stupid, but yet you do them anyway. That was like my idea yesterday. I have a feeling we're going to be fighting on the plains of Abraham to take on Quebec at some point in this campaign. Hello. This guy doesn't get shot. I was going to say, wait a second. That poor drummer, he's not even paying attention. This guy's got shot down. My artillery is pounding the French positions. You know, if their artillery wasn't being heavily guarded by a bunch of guys, I'd go after them. Also, at the angles, they're falling short and actually going off the battle map, so... And the trees are protecting us. Let's spread out my line just a little bit more here. I just want to kind of cover up to the hill over here. They could use this as an advantage as I'm reforming my lines and charging, but I don't think they'll have enough time. That's what they're trying to do here, I think. Oh, artillery. That's a prime target. Right there. Can I redo my rangers like that? There we go. These guys are hiding behind that house. It's interesting how the trees are absorbing the cannon fire. So we have musketmen. I gotta make sure they're musketeers. I gotta make sure they're the musketmen aren't gonna be taking shots to outrange me. Okay, we turn. This unit is a little isolated over here, but it looks like we're gonna choose to charge right in the main battle line here. Maybe the computers use this as sacrificial units, so we'll have to reload as they move the musketmen into position. Did not go so well. We're opening fire. We have French Marines taking shots from our rangers on the hill. Empire's just epic, guys. I love it. How many other games do you know where you can command an army of British colonials fighting against 1,000+ French Marines, be on hills like this, have artillery support? Can't think of a whole lot. I want Empire Total War 2, but not the way they did Rome Total War 2. You know, keep the format of Empire, but don't overwhelm us with objectives. These guys are like in the perfect position. And the Rangers are more accurate. They have 62% accuracy compared to a line with about 50. So more of their shots are hitting the French target. It's here. I'm going to turn these guys so they'll be in a crossfire there. And the French are having trouble getting into position here. They're kind of confused about what to do with this hill. Now, if I were the French, I should probably be paying attention on this side. Now, if I were the French, I would not be focusing on this side with my rangers on the hill and stuff. I would instead, are they charging me? I would instead be focusing hard on this left flank here, which is considerably weaker. I'm going to try to stretch out my lines here. We're taking fire from a full French unit over here. We are stretching out our lines. Meanwhile, their generals seem to have charged in. He maybe doesn't want to face defeat. He'd rather die. How are we doing over here? Brutal engagement between the 1st Marine Regiment, who's been resurrected from the ashes of the previous battles with some of the 1st Regiment Marines. Like I said, this accuracy of these guys on the hill, it's really helped me tear up this right flank here. Because overall, I'm outnumbered on this right flank. Well, in terms of standard line shade, I just have 2 of them shooting right now. But I mean, even on the flank, they have superior numbers. They're not doing... they're not doing that well. Mainly because they're turning their Native American warriors on the flank. As you can see, these guys have now started routing. These guys are at 88 men. You know, playing this campaign back when I did it on my own, you know, just for fun, it made me like really want to do the French campaign, and so I did a campaign. That was only 11 parts. I'm totally up for a world domination as the French, like just conquer all of Europe, pushing the Americas. Let's look at these guys, they're just falling left and right. So we just saw them go down from like 80 to 46 and they're reforming. These guys are down to 4 men. We're like having a firing squad here. They're not sure where to run to. And the 1st Regiment is wiped out to the man. Okay, I'm going to move forward and aggressively push on this flank. I really use the topography of this map to help me out. So we have these guys with their flank exposed. They're just starting to get kind of desperate here. I'm going to transfer. Now my artillery should be shooting at some of those regrouped units. And so I'm not too worried about the French in the center anymore. I'm going to shift my men around this way. They seem to have given up almost on this far left flank here. I'm going to move another unit in. They seem to be pushing their forces more towards the center. And they've now gone to melee with us. And if they want to go into melee with superior numbers right now, I'm fine to do that. As you can see, this is a massive defeat for the French here. Louisbourg should be ours very shortly. And I have my cavalry still. So after these guys get engaged, I will charge their cannons. And that should be the end of the battle. You know, the French are taking massive losses. And they've just routed them from this side. I hope they don't charge this unit in the flank, because that'd be pretty bad. Everybody shoot! Oh, these guys are in melee. Whoops. Okay, those guys are now engaged. I'm going to bring my cavalry around and maneuver on this side. What else we got? Rangers. Look at all the dead French right here. Rangers did an excellent job. I almost just want to leave them in that position to see if they get any closer. Okay, going after the artillery now. We mauled this cavalry. I mean, you never want to charge, especially a cavalry unit that small. You don't want to charge into you want to charge into the flank of a unit already engaged or something. You don't want to use them like that. Okay, now we have. I'm nervous about, like, does George Washington come back unless if I get him killed? Active and encouraged, charging right into the French guns. The charge will kill a decent amount of these guys. And it should spread fear to these guys also. I'm amazed at how bad light cavalry is in this. We've already lost 5 casualties to an artillery unit. Okay, I'm going to pull back from these guys. They might be saying, why are you pulling back? I'm going to do another charge in, because that's where I got most of my kills. Plus they're limbered right now. There we go. Any more French? Nope. There we go. Yeah, look at that charge. Devastated them. And we knocked, because when they're limbered like that, it usually runs over their cannons. Because those guys were unlimbered, they were when they're limbered and you charge it, it just destroys the cannons. Anyway, heroic victory there. We have the great warships of, I think this is Britain actually, that picture's meant to represent. Let's interpret all the pictures in the loading screens. Okay, they lost about 400 men. Some brave units here, especially on the flanks, far flanks, and ow, I did lose a lot actually in the center too. I want to look at my Rangers kills. 120 kills, nice for the Rangers. What about the second Rangers? 79, no losses. That was good. That was very good. How about my artillery actually? Rather curious. The 24 pounder, 46, 33, 29. Okay, decent, decent. General's bodyguard killed 4 again. I don't know how he does that. He kind of sat back there, but whatever. So this is now ours. Reward unlocked chapter 3. Do I have a, is that it? What's chapter? I feel like I need to capture Quebec or something. So I think I've unlocked chapter 3, which is the Revolutionary War. Still at Sublime. I don't have any objectives, so I've ended a turn. I think that's it. I think we're good. Yeah, I think I'm good. Okay, this is Carn221 Son. I hope you enjoyed episode 2 of The Road to Independence. I'm kind of, it's like, so they have episode, I think it should be chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and then I could do parts of those, but instead I have to do episode 1, part 1. It's a little confusing, even for me. So, there you go. We've captured Louisbourg and pretty much driven off the French. I mean, we haven't attacked Quebec, obviously, but I don't think the game wants us to. Carn221 signing off.